and advisor Bobby Laurie. Bobby, DHS sent us new numbers on those TSA callouts as we've been reporting. So between Friday and Saturday, those callouts dropped around 2%. That's, of course, corresponding to when the president signed that executive order on paying TSA workers, despite Congress failing to pass that deal. So obviously that seems like a good sign. What do you think? Are we in for, brighter skies and happier futures for just about everyone, given that news?
Well, Alex, I do think that we're going to see things start to turn around, but I don't think we're going to see them turn around as soon as tomorrow. Yes, it's great that they're saying that we're going to get the TSA agents paid as soon as tomorrow. Hopefully that actually does happen. But we are looking at a lot of agents that during the shutdown were calling in. That's that spike in numbers because they had to get a part-time job or a side hustle in order to pay their bills during the shutdown. So they're not able to just walk away from the other commitments that they've made. So you're going to still see some staffing issues at the airport, not to mention we're going to need to rehire and backfill those positions, those 480 officers that quit during the shutdown. So that takes a couple months. That's going to be recruiting, vetting, and then training before they actually get out there. So it might be a few months rather than days before we see everything really go back to normal.
Right. That last graphic showed 480 for this government shutdown, more than 1,100 from the last one. In total, that's more than 1,500 that are gone. What does it take to become a TSA agent? I mean, could this really be impacting the long term for air travel? Because we need to all of a sudden fill 1,500 positions in order to get back to where we were before both of these shutdowns.
Yeah, it's not an easy job. I mean, they're on their feet a lot of the time. There's a lot of stress on their shoulders. And now, if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, I want to become a TSA agent, you're watching the news every day for the last 40 some odd days, realizing that this situation could happen again and you might be at work not getting paid. Do you want to put yourself in that position? So it's not exactly a good recruiting tool right now to try to backfill all those open jobs. And, it's quite a vetting process. There's the online applications, then there's tests, then you go through simulations, all of that leading up to you going to training, and all that takes months.
I know a lot of people are looking at the World Cup coming here in a few months and saying, look, we're going to expect the entire globe to travel to the United States to watch these games. We're not nearly prepared because it takes months to get these TSA agents up to speed. All right, let's get you and your advice for summer travel. A lot of people, myself included, need to book those airplane tickets. I got a trip to Lake Tahoe. I got a trip to Europe that I still have to book. But maybe now is not the right time to book. I mean, we're looking at rising jet fuel costs, which are going to be passed on to the traveler, right, when it comes to rising ticket prices. What's your advice right now to your clients and for the people out there like myself that need to book? Do we hold on to actually booking right now and wait for things to die down, or is now the time to strike?
Actually, I was going to give you your own personal advice based on your trip to Europe. You should buy your tickets now. So airlines actually hedge fuel out for months up to a year. So usually between 8 and 14 months. So they've been buying it while jet fuel was a lot cheaper than it is today. Right now, it's $197 per barrel on average. So right now is the time to buy it because now is when the airlines are starting to buy their fuel to hedge it for the future. So though we might be looking at some price hikes coming down the line, we might not have seen the last of them yet because they're paying out right now that $197 per barrel. That hasn't yet hit those ticket prices. So now is the time to go ahead and buy your summer travel tickets. Go ahead and even look at your winter and holiday travel. It's earlier than you usually would, but as we go through the next couple of months, when the rising cost of jet fuel actually hits the bank accounts of the airlines, that's when you're going to start to see those fares really skyrocket.
It's not going to be pretty. You wish that you watched NewsNation live on this date to get the advice from you, Bobby Laurie. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you. Still